Pushing the curtain aside, I squint my eyes against the unfiltered light pouring in from the window. The texture of the canvas feels nothing like the wind did before. The nurse looks up from his work, sitting exactly where he was sitting before. "Oh, how are you feeling?" I can't really tell, so I don't answer anything. I'm feeling kinda groggy from falling asleep at such a weird time. Hopefully I don't look too weird. Sal, did you drink anything that this guy gave you? What time is it? My crocking... Well, crocking the question to gain some orientation. The nurse looked at his wristwatch before answering. Time to get a watch. Things seem to happen in slow motion. 10:15. I try to think for a moment what that means, but I'm not really sure. 10:25, right? It's quarter. You didn't answer my question, Hasao. What question? Oh, fine. Climb down from that bed, then let's see how you're doing. Don't, oh no. I try to do exactly that, only to sway dizzily when I move too fast. The nurse moves to support me by an arm and sighs. Stand up too quickly is what I was going to say. Just sit there. I'll check your pressure to make sure. My good intentions sure lasted for a long time. I shut up embarrassed with myself while the nurse gets busy with an old-fashioned contraption in my arm. After a couple of minutes, he puts it away, looking neither pleased nor unhappy. You were alright. Head stopped spinning, right? Yeah. Good, and how are the contents doing? What? You didn't show very good judgment out there, Sal. I swallow the retort I was going to make. It's what I was thinking myself, but hearing it stated by somebody else makes me want to protest. What he's saying is not pleasant to hear. Doesn't make him any less right. No, sir. He nods, still looking as neutral as he was before. That looks like a smile. It's not really neutral, I'd say. It wouldn't be easy to be angry at him if he said, "Told you so," or something, but he doesn't. I could try to help you keeping your health, but ultimately, the last call lies with you. Hopefully this little episode will be something that'll remind you of that. Here, a note from your teacher. For your teacher, actually. Why are you blushing? You have a crush on my teacher? To avoid an interrogation. I take the slip of paper he's offering and then make my leave, as I can't think of anything else to say, nor really even want to. Stay out of trouble, you hear? I don't think it was anything but a scare, but next time could be different. I hear you, because you're speaking words. There is some way to get out to the hospital school building straight from the auxiliary building. I don't even know what building I'm in anymore. But I'm not keen to find out and possibly get lost, so I go out from the exit that I know works. I stop at the stairs of the auxiliary building, deliberating for a moment between going to the dorms to get my books and stuff and going straight away to class. The sun stings my eyes, so I head towards the dorms. The halls are quiet and the courtyard was naturally, so since everyone is in class, I knock lightly on the door of 3-3 and push open the door when Mutu calls from the other side. Sorry I'm late. 15 eye pairs turn to me. Oh, good morning, Nanakai. Muto seems to be somewhat confounded by my coming in late, as if interrupting his flow or something. Judging from the rambling lecture his class tends to be, that might be the case. I pass him the note the nurse gave me. Muto takes it with a nod and reads it quickly. He lifts his eyebrows and gives me a kind of stern look but doesn't say anything, just nods solemnly again. I shrug and he gestures at me to run along, so I naturally do. Okay, so did I go to class or didn't I go to class? Class goes on, I guess I did, goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. The first days, I was like, yo, notes. I was pretty high-strung in class. Muto finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival.
So, as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's project is going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please help the meaning of the festival in your minds.
Games and fried food! No, Misha, no. Everyone burst out in laughter, and so do I.
Yes, thank you, Makaido. But, god damn it! Fucking bell!
The remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the lunch bell, and everyone starts to pack things. Muto deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. Oh jeez, what the hell? It's crowded in the hallway, or as crowded as hallways in this school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. This is fucking weird. This is kind of creepy, actually. Normally I'd join the flow and grab a lunch myself, but today's different. Today I've been invited to lunch on the roof. Oh, right! An odd location, but that's where I was told to go. Fortunately, I managed to find shelter from the storm in the lee of the classroom door.
In the lee Everett?
No. Eventually, the torrent subsides, and I step attentively out into the hallway, only to be met by Emmy, who comes flouncing down the hallway like a cannonball. You're a cannonball. It's okay. Technically, two cannonballs. Hey, hi, Hisao. Great timing. I have super extra lunch today. As promised, let's go upstairs, where I'm gonna push you off the roof. The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. Used for what? At the top of the stairs is a door. Really? Complete with a missing padlock. Huh. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. This girl's totally gonna murder me. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Eventually, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek. Hello. Yipes, you scared me, Ren. Wait, isn't she? Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me. You two know each other. I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. ... The awkward silence lasted only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, struggles the coincidence off. I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Yeah, better. Let's throw him off the roof. Oh, does this mean I don't get food, or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for 3. Nice thinking. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay on the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. I'm like, hey, it's clouds, and there's some trees, and there's some, like, fence. There is nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few run-down benches and tables are scattered along the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain-link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle. What the fuck? In the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the town strikes me very strongly, almost palatably. The hectic lifestyle of big metamorphosis seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like the life dependent on it, or their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. Red light district, you're gonna have a good time or a bad time. Probably not, somewhere in between. Haha! I feel surprisingly optimistic. And this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home came so suddenly. I hadn't had the time to think how I felt about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to open it, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. It's kind of cloudy, but okay. A cool breeze sweeps over the rooftop, makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries a scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhausts like it used to. Just a few weeks ago. Emmett settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces one big and two small lunch boxes from a bag.